Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith, the Smith of the Black channel here at Ticker Talker with the Strat Time Report, and let's take a look. We know we're coming to the end of the month, so we should look at those monthlies and look at SPY. Look at this daily, drying up into nothing as we await more earnings and earnings and earnings. It's a Wednesday, look at this range on the SPY. It's doing absolutely nothing. So we go to the Qs, here, nothing. Look at this. Go to the diamonds. A little bit weaker, but not much to speak about. And we know that small caps are going inside for the month, almost for sure, and just kind of sitting here like a lot of things this week. So one of the things you always want to do is take a look at your major sectors, and that'll tell you what's going on. Because it's also Wednesday. So what do we know about Wednesday? That's crude day. Crude number comes out here, right? So you can see here. So if we go to here, right, gaps up a little bit. Nice little weaker here, trying to take out last week's highs and all that kind of stuff. But if you go across and you look at your sectors and you can see XLE, what's that doing? That's up. 2-2-week reversal here, setting up the potential monther, right? It took out the low slightly, but then came back, right? So potential 2 up, 2 down, 2 up for the new month. Then if you go to XOP, similar, right? And it's certainly up on the day and green on the day, and a 2-2 reversal week there. If you go to OIH, all right, here, coming up here to take out last week's highs and also setting that up on the month. 2 up, 2 down for boom. So energy trying to set up for the new month. And the good thing about that is you can see it's across the board. It's not just, it's not just major large integrated oils. It's, it's the OIHers, Schlumbergers of the world, and all that kind of stuff. It's also refiners. So you go through the usual suspects and you see this. Exxon. What's that doing? Taking out last week's highs, setting up the same thing. They're all looking real similar here. You see that? You'll see a broadening formation here. So the question is, can it keep going? Like so. Bing, 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 bing. You got your chevrons. Here, also taking out, setting up all these things looking real similar. How's Conoco? Hammer counter shooter setting up for the month on the reversal. 2 down, 2 up week. If we go to Amaretta Haas, oh yeah, 2-2 week reversal, and that's still an inside month, but closer to taking out the highs. If we go to EOG, you just keep going right down the path here and see all of these things are doing the same thing. 2 down, 2 up on the week. How's PXD? 2 down, 2 up, coming back through. Now you got some inside 60s to keep an eye on, but watching how these monthlies are setting up there. Because then if you go to the refiners, like PSX, here you're going to see that setting up as well on the 2-2 week. Valero. So it's called a simultaneous break, right? What that means is they're buying energy across the board, right? They're not being picky at all. And that's when you do what? You go to the triples and the doubles. Nergu. There you go. Triple time big oil. All right. Nice move. Now stalling out on the 60. That was a nice 30 in here. That was a little fast, but let's see if that 15er. There you go. Right there. An inside 15. Boom. Off she goes. Now a little choppy up in here as it stalls out. But here, if we can get a simultaneous monthly break, this is when you want to go after the triple, doubles, and triples because you got everything breaking in the same direction. Right? Or you can go down to drip and just shorter into the dirt McGirt if you like so. But that's what you do when you see stuff like that. Conversely, you're going to see this. SMH, 2-2 day down, setting up the shooter counter hammer week, right? Trying to counter that because we know all month that this thing's had problems when the Qs went to new highs and SMH couldn't do it, right? So we're going to see how that sets up in just a second. If we go to CLOV, Clavi. And so just this morning, had a nice push up here, stalling out just a tad here. We'll see if we can get some 30s or 60s for you. There was a nice inside 30 here. And it takes out the month. So remember, just like MVAX yesterday, looking for these 2-2 monthers. We're running out of month here, but always important to be on that break. And from the Strat Attack Show, BTX, boom. Nice run there. You can see on the 30, here's what you look for. 2 up by taking out the previous high, slight 2 down by taking out the previous low, and boom, right there. These two become an outside bar of that and goes blasting into the highs. That's a real nice move there. We'll see if that sets up again for us. We've got RH, and RH still going, and just slowly but surely winning the race and driving higher. So it's got some exhaustion risk when it goes up like that. So you wait for that corrective activity like this here. The 2 downs, boom, 2 up and back to the previous range, and these bars become an outside bar of that. Then they did it again here, 2 down, 2 up, and back off to the races. So that's what you want to wait for, all right, in the 3-2 monther. If we go to Wynn Resorts, in Wynn Resorts, here, just doing that same thing that we look for here. So a little slow on the month, right? Did slightly take out the lows. It's kind of in the middle of the month, so it's a little bit difficult, but you can see on here what we look for on the weekly reversal. We want that slight lower low, which we got, and then boom, 2-2 reversal. Good for the rest of the week over 127.66. And here's another thing we look for on the 30. Outside bar, slight poke down. That's a 3-2-2, and these 3 become an outside bar of this outside bar, and then off she goes, you see. Let's take a look at LVS. May as well. All right, just barely trying to come up on that week, so we'll see. When you can see just back and forth, doji month, no good. All right, so that's why you can expect the back and forth like you got. If we go to MANH. MANH, now inside on the 30. How's that, 60? Here, it's kind of stalling out for right now, but once again on that monthly here, we've seen this play out in a lot of good ways this month. The 2 up by taking out the previous high month, 2 down, boom. Now these 2 months are trying to become an outside bar of this. It's got a little bit more, and even if it runs out of time, it can do it next month, because then they'd still be an outside bar of all this unless you have a reversal against you, which you don't. And that high is 146.50, so you got a little bit more on this baby. If we go to, let's go some of them apes, Reddit gang, it's going to be an inside day. MVIS, but still starting to bounce around. Now it stalls out a little bit. Inside day, so you can see how it's, if it's going to be able to get outside of that tomorrow. But it is having some nice movement in there for trading. If we go to PBI. And old Pitney Bowes. Now you can see here, back and forth, chopping them up. This we call mother bar issues. Why? Once you have an inside bar like this, a 1, whatever the previous bar is, we call that the mother bar. If you can't get out of there, you can expect price to chop back and forth. And so you can see that it's been sitting here doing nothing, right? Today waking up a little bit, all right? So the follow through on this is going to be real tough. Even though it goes inside month to the upside, you always want to be aware of anytime you have this mother bar stuff, anytime you take out the previous highs or lows, you want to stay out there. Otherwise, it's going to come right back in on you as price discovery starts over again. If we go to ONCR. ONCR. And ONCR, trying to come up on that month. So even if it doesn't make it, you have an inside month, and it's 1725. All right, so we're just having a nice little day. We'll see if anything comes of that. We got a big C. And big C, still an inside week. Still looking like an inside month, just having a nice little day here. And you can see how price discovery starts over again here. See this? There's your broadening formation. Oh, the real move is down. Is it? 2-2 reversal back up. Now we're coming to going after this stuff right here. Over 61.04. And then we got Domino's Pizza. And Domino's Pizza, been watching this all month too. Here. The 2 down month coming back through the previous range. Been a little grindy here, but now trying to pick up a little steam. Domino's Pizza. We also have simultaneous breaking like credit cards. You got Discover, DFS, exhaustion risk by going into the highs. Capital One. And Capital One, now you see if you can take this out on the 60. Slight lower low. Looking over 146.03 here if you can get that in the next hour. Once again, on the weekly, you're going to see that 2 up, 2 down, boom, off she goes. These two become an outside bar of that. If we go to American Express, American Express got them good on the gap down here, but once again, broadening formation. On your daily, your gap down. This was a 2 down, 2 up reversal right here. Then inside day and up for more. Gives you the 2-2 reversal on the weekly. 2 down, 2 up. These become an outside bar of that. You see? It also tells us to look at Visa. And Visa, just exhaustion risk by going into the highs. Been trying to get out of this mother buy inside 60. Still good. Don't reversal back again soon. And you see on the daily, take out the previous high, take out the previous low. These two become an outside bar of that. And that tells you look at MA. And MA, took out the previous high, took out the previous low, 2, 2, 2, bam, these two become an outside bar of all that, taking out that Momo hammer on the week. Now just trying to come up on that 60. You see it gets stuck in the mother bar, so you want to make sure it stays above this, and then if it gets above that, stays above that. Get out of there. If we go to, let's go to some SMHers. So we just looked at SMH, right? That's a 2 up, 2 down reversal on the daily. These two become an outside bar of all this and maybe gets worse. Now sitting inside on the 60, and we had AMD. Now inside on the 60, we can see that gap in reverse. Ow, ow, ow. And what will that set up? Potentially RevStrat week. You got a few more days on this, but inside week goes up and then comes back in. Still green on the week, but now you have that outside day, and I think if you went down to a nice 15er, little tough, a little fast in the 15er, but if we go to Xilinx, there was your inside 15, right there, to set up the outside day. Because once this thing starts coming back to that range, we know outside bars exist, right? We do. So on the weekly, also still green, but coming in, and we'll see how that finishes off the week. If we go to AVGO, more semi. AVGO. Having some issues here, slight higher high, and then bam, still an inside week. We can see on this month, we're looking for this to go 2 up, 2 down, and then take this out and go into the highs with the SMH. Couldn't do it. Now it's failing back in and closer to taking out this month's lows next month. So we'll see how this closes out and see if it gets worse and come down and see these guys. That would be nice if it gets worse on that. Market's still going sideways and doing nothing, so it's case-by-case basis. OIH is going to the highs as I speak. As well it should. 15-minute. 2 up, 2 down. There you go. That's how you get in that boy. If we go to Microsoft, and Microsoft did what it was supposed to do like on the first day of the month. The 2 up, the 2 down, these two become an outside bar of that. Then you go into the highs, exhaustion risk. You got this little gapper down. Not the end of the world for Microsoft, but it does give you the outside week. And that's little Apple was having some issues here today too. The inside day, the 2 up, and the 2 back down. Not the end of the world for this thing because we still have that 2-2 thing, but Apple hasn't completed this at all, right? Once again, inside bar, 1, 2, 2 RevStrat. Just not a lot of magnitude on it. It already did that. So if we go to Amgen, inside 60 mother bar issue now, but you can see that reversal on the week. Boom, back down through here, setting up the outside month, 2 up for the potential 3-2-2 back down through this stuff. So that could be a little hairy for Amgen going forward. If we go to Pinterest, and Pinterest, failing that month. So you can see that was 2 up, 2 down, trying to go up there, but didn't make it. Now falling back down. Here's how they stop them out. And then, boom, drop the bomb on them inside to the downside on the 60 there. F5 having some issues today. You can see that falling back down in here. Nice gapper. Inside 60 to the downside. We'll see if that continues to puke. Had a little bit of weakness in Boeing. Now firming up a little bit, RevStrat 60, that's stuck in there. Still going to be an inside month, and so far still an inside week, so not the end of the world for Boeing over there. MCO, Oof, there you go. Ah! Inside 60, that's a 3-1-2 Chicago into the basement. We'll see if that sets up again for us too. I think with Western Digi showing a little weakness. Oops. Western Digi just a little bit of weakness. You can see this high of the running formation, then try them out, right? So you're just going to see that. Now we'll see if it gets any worse. And on a daily basis, that gives you your outside day, right? So we'll see how that sets up. Doji in the month not doing that much. So we want to go, like I said, and stick with those sectors that are standing out like a sore thumb, right? You've got those credit card companies, and you guys certainly got energy showing strength, and you've certainly got SMH showing weakness. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Russ with Smith Black Channel here at Ticker Tackle Strat Time Report.